Hey everybody, so I'm sitting here with some Younique goodies, the brand Younique, Y-O-U-Nique. I'm currently hosting a little party, online for my consultant friend Alyssa. I will link her page down below if you're interested in anything you see. So I thought I would film kind of a first impressions thing for me. Most of what she sent me were little samples, so I just kind of want to try everything, try it in front of you, let you know what I think and what I feel about each and every one of them. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first is she sent me the little makeup remover towelettes. I think they're called Shine, if I remember right. Everything's kind of rubbed off on the bags she sent me, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. So let's try one of these all over our face. And I've got another one, so I'll try it again tonight to take everything off. But I always like to start with a fresh, clean face in the morning. So I haven't, this is just, it feels nice. It doesn't smell bad. Not an overly alcohol-y kind of smell like some wipes. And I like that. But, it's mild. It's still fairly damp. And she sent it to me in a Ziploc bag, so. And she sent it last Friday or something, and I finally got it yesterday. So it's had a few days in the bag, so it didn't dry out quickly, which is really nice. She sent me some of the Uplift eye serum. So I've got a little bit of that here in a baggie, so I'm gonna, a little goes a long way with these, as she said, so we'll just put a little bit. Use the wrong finger, but I think what happened to get all the writing to wipe off is some of this Uplift actually seeped out of the bag because it seems to have kind of rubbed off on everything else. So I think that's what happened. But anyway, so we've got that on, and now I've got some of the Divine Daily Moisturizer. Being as dry as I am, I was really curious about this particular product. Feels pretty nice. So when it comes to Younique, it's one of those at-home business kind of things. They're kind of like Mary Kay, but not exactly. They don't really do like house parties and that kind of stuff, but it's direct sales, it's MLM kind of stuff, which is why, when you've got a friend that does it, you support them, and it's great. Already it's kind of starting to feel like it pulls a little tight, which means it's not moisturizing enough. For me, I would probably have to go on with a secondary cream. And then I'm going to hurry and play with, there's one more thing here. This is the Glorious Skin and Eye Primer. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this all over. This one did not come across as well in the bag, I will say that. And it almost has like the consistency of a Vaseline in this bag. I don't know if that's what it really feels like, but there is a little bit of stinging on my dry patches, which I don't particularly love. I don't typically use face primers, but I usually do use eye primers, so the fact that it's for both is a little curious for me. As I rub on my face, it feels a little bit like the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Kind of that silicone-y kind of feel to it, just to kind of smooth everything out. All right, since we've primed our eyes, she sent me a few of their pigments. So we're gonna try a couple of those out. First, we're gonna try Sexy. It's kind of a white highlight-ish kind of shade. I'm gonna try them dry since I've got the primer on and see how that does. It goes on nicely. There is obviously some fallout. It is a pigment, so I didn't expect there to not be. Yeah, I really don't know if I like this primer on my eyes. On my face, it feels fine except for the whole stinging issue, but I have that same issue with the Smashbox one for me. All right, there's Sexy, kind of a just white, shimmery standard kind of thing. She sent me a full-size pigment of one of these, and it's a beautiful color, so I'm really excited. It is called Heartbroken. It is like this coppery, reddy, purpley, pretty goodness. And so we're going to put that kind of on the outer edge and outer corner. We're going really simple with the eyes today. So just kind of a little in the outer corner and up into the crease a little bit. Nothing super fancy since we're just testing the shadow in and of itself. I don't want to go too crazy. And again, we didn't wet any of this. We're trying them dry. Usually with pigments, they last strongest and best when they're a little wetter. Alright, so my first impressions of the color is the color's really pretty. It's a little more purpley than I initially thought in the jar, but that's not a bad thing. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I'm going to put on the rest of my face, and I'll have you follow me throughout the day. See you in a bit. Hey, I'm checking in. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which means it has been on for 7-ish hours. And the eyeshadow's still there, which is impressive. My skin still feels really nice and really smooth from the primer. It hasn't dried out like I thought it would, which is surprising. I mean, let's look real close here. My nose is pretty dried out normally, so that kind of lets you know where we're at. I wanted to do kind of a middle of the day check-in. I've been out and about a little bit this morning, went to the library, took care of some things, and it's not as vibrant as it was, and it might just be this lighting. But I will do another check-in a little bit later, and then I'll do a check-in right before I take it off tonight. So, anyway, so far, I'm pleased with the wear. Definitely good for a long work day. We'll see how it does, you know, for the rest of the day. Funny thing, though, when my husband and I met up for lunch, as I started walking towards him, he thought somebody had punched me in the face. So maybe I need to go a little bit darker with it next time and have that as my lid shade and smoke it out a little bit, as opposed to having that be the part that smokes out. So anyways, I don't feel like I look like I got punched in the face, but who knows, maybe I do, and I'm just oblivious to it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey, so we are in the car right now. It's almost 7 o'clock. So it's been, let's see, let me do my math. It's been like 10, 11 hours at this point. One eye has completely like pretty much rubbed off, while the other one still looks pretty good. So I think with that, I think one eye just got more primer than the other with the way the primer came to me. So I'm pretty pleased with the wear. I mean, you could easily do an 8-hour work day without a primer and you'd be just fine. And this is also dry with the pigments, they're not wet. Usually when pigments are wet, they stay on a little better. So we were just out running some errands and I was in some different lights. I thought I'd let you see what was going on. Let's do kind of close here. So there you are. I'll film one more update and we'll use the wipe one more time to take it all off and see how we feel. See you in a while. Okay, y'all, you see that? Those are what they call Kong cones.
They were out of chocolate.
Yes, they were out of chocolate, and my husband's very sad about it. Where's your pouty face? But these are massive. We occasionally get them, and I just needed to show you guys. So, talk to you later. Hey, I'm back. So, this is the end result. It is now almost 9 o'clock. So, I've had this on for a full 12 hours, closer to 13 now. And this is the wear. Let me get a little closer for you on that eyeshadow. Like I said, one eye stayed really good and the other one didn't. And I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of primer I had on it. I think these will do really well wet because the wet ones stay a little better. But for the last time, I'm going to use this second wipe she sent me to kind of take everything off, and we'll see how this goes. Alrighty, so I took everything off pretty easy. The mascara obviously needed a little more scrubbing, as it usually does with a wipe for me. So anyways, overall impressions is I like what I used. Do I feel it's worth the money? The pigments are great. When it comes to the skincare and all of that kind of stuff, I can't say it did anything inordinately wonderful for me today. The moisturizer was nice. It didn't really dry out as the day went on, but outside of that, it kind of felt like the other stuff I'm using. So, anyways, I would definitely go give Younique a try. Again, I will leave my friend Alyssa's website linked down below, so if you're interested, you can go and check things out. And thanks for watching this first impression. Talk to you later.